Good morning, grade fours, and welcome to another natural science lesson with me, Miss Kun. We have a very special lesson together today. So I've got something really cool planned for you today, but you are going to need a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. So if you don't have that in front of you right now, quickly pause the video and go and fetch one because we're going to be doing a really fun activity in today's science lesson. Remember that if you've got any questions throughout, please email them to grade4@WorksheetCloud.com. So, are you wondering what we are doing today? Well, you're gonna have to wonder a little bit longer because today's joke is, and it is space related, today's joke, so that's why I thought it was appropriate. What was the first animal in space? What was the first animal in space? It was the cow that jumped over the moon. Very lame, but it's still a keeper, I think. So the cow that jumped over the moon. All right. So boys and girls, I have some good news and I have some bad news. Should I start with bad news or good news? I'm going to say bad news. Always get the worst news over and done with. So the bad news is that today's lesson is the last of our planet Earth and beyond. So we have been on quite an extensive journey learning about the solar system and planet Earth. We started off looking at planet Earth. We then went into looking at the sun and the details about the sun. We then looked at all the various planets that we have in our solar system, and we learned so much about them, from how long they each take to orbit the sun, to some characteristics of them, to the sizes of them, to the terrestrial planets, to the gas giants. So we learned about our planets. We then also learned about the moon. We learned about the first landings on the moon in 1969. We looked at the phases of the moon, and we even looked at different stories that many cultures around the world have, traditional stories about the moon that has been passed on from generation to generation. So in closing, I thought it would be really cool to end off this section of Planet Earth and Beyond with a quiz. So it's going to be a quiz on various things throughout what we have learned throughout this particular section. And so this is why you're going to need a pencil and a pen, and so that you can write down the answers. All right. So how the quiz works, there are 10 questions. So number your page from 1 to 10. For every single question, you will get 15 seconds to answer the question. And so for every slide and for every question, I've got a little timer to help you keep track of how long you have, and in case you need to think about it a little bit longer. And so that's what we are going to do. I'm going to show all 10 questions, and then I will reveal the answers. And let's see how well you have done. Let's see how you have listened, what you remember of the solar system, which I'm sure all of you are going to get a full 10 out of 10. But I think today should be fun. So think of it like a game show. I feel like I'm a game show host, and that we're about to do a quiz. So see it like that. Okay, so are you ready for question number 1? Okay, remember that I'm going to keep time as well. Right, question number 1. What planet is nearest to the sun? Is it A, Venus, Mars, Mercury, or Saturn? Okay, so let's go. As you can see, the time is ticking. Time is ticking. 5 seconds left. Right, question number 2. See, so it goes quickly. How many moons does the planet Mars have? Is it A0, B1, C2, or D3? 15 seconds have gone. How many moons does planet Mars have? 10 seconds gone. Let's see. And time. Question number 3. What shape is the Earth? Is it a disc, a sphere, a cube, or a pyramid? What shape is the earth? Let's see if you remember, because I know when I spoke about the earth, it was one of the first lessons that we spoke about the earth. What shape is the earth? Right. Question number 4. What planet is the hottest in the solar system? So remember when we looked at planets? Is it Mercury? Is it Venus? Is it Earth? Or is it Mars? Which planet is the hottest in our solar system? Mercury, Venus, Earth, or Mars? Let's see, what do you think? Right. Number 5. See, we're halfway. Which planet in the solar system has the largest number of moons? Oh, it's got cut off. Of moons. Is it Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, or Uranus? So which of these 4 have got the most moons that is orbiting their planet? Right. Which one has got the most moons? What do you say? Let's see. Okay, number 6. Which planet is the largest in the solar system? The biggest. Is it Jupiter? Is it Saturn? Is it Uranus? Or is it Neptune? 10 seconds left. Which is the largest planet? Quickly think about it. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Which one is it? Right. Question number 7. Which planet has an orbit that is not the same as all the other planets? Been cut off. So is it Mercury, Saturn, Earth, or Pluto? Which planet has an orbit that is not the same as all the other planets? 5 seconds remaining. Is it A, B, C, or D? What did you put? Okay, question number 8. Which of the following places have been visited by mankind in this century? Is it A, Mercury, B, Venus, C, Moon, or D, Mars? 10 seconds remaining. Mercury, Venus, Moon, or Mars? 5 seconds. What do you think? Right, number 9. Which of the following is the proper name for the sun and the 8 planets that orbit around it? Do we call it the universe, the Milky Way, the solar system, or the galaxy? So what is the collective proper name for all the 8 planets that orbit the sun? 5 seconds remaining. A, B, C, or D? What did you put? Let's have a look-see. Right, question number 10. What is the biggest from the list below? So which is the biggest? Is a universe bigger than a Milky Way, or the solar system, or a planet? So out of those 4 different options, what is the biggest? A universe, a Milky Way, a solar system, or a planet? 5 seconds remaining. What did you pick? Right, so now, boys and girls, are you ready for the answers? Let's go. So what planet, for number 1, is the nearest to the sun? Venus, Mars, Mercury, or Saturn? Right. Which planet is the nearest to the sun? So you ready to find out your answer? Let's see. I hope you're marking. So either get a green pen or a pencil or a red pen. You are the teacher. And let's see how well you did out of 10. Okay, and the answer is Mercury. Remember that Mercury is the very first planet in the list of planets. It is closest to the sun. Mercury is the first terrestrial planet. It also happens to be the smallest. It is very, very small. Right, so Mercury. Who can remember Mercury was named after the Roman god of what? Roman god of? Think about it. Right. Number 2. How many moons does the planet Mars have? Does it have 1? 0. Does it have 1? Does it have 2? Or does it have 3 moons? How many moons does Mars have? It has 2 moons. Lucky fish, we only have 1 moon. So Mars has got 2 moons. Right. Question number 3. What shape is the Earth? Now, all of you should be getting this question correct because I distinctly remember mentioning the shape of the Earth. Remember, the Earth is definitely not a disk. It is definitely not a cube. A cube is a 3D square, basically, where it's got depth. Okay, so a cube is a 3D square. The Earth is definitely not a cube, and it's definitely not a pyramid. Definitely not a pyramid. So the shape of the Earth is a sphere. Okay, and that's what we describe the shape, the Earth's shape. Question number 4. Which planet is the hottest in the solar system? Mercury, Venus, Earth, or Mars? If you think back to our planets lesson on the solar system, which planet is the hottest in the solar system? And the answer is Venus, right? Venus happens to be the hottest in the solar system. Good. Remember, why is it not Mercury? You shouldn't think that Mercury is closest to the Earth. So why specifically, why is it not Mercury? Okay, I want you to think about that. Why is it not Mercury? And why is it Venus? Okay, right, question number 5. Which planet in the solar system has the largest number of moons? Is it Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, or Uranus? So what did you pick? Which one has got the most moons? It is Saturn, right? Saturn, Saturn, Saturn. Remember, it has got the largest number of moons. Okay, question number 6. Which planet is the largest in the solar system? Is it Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, or Neptune? And it is Jupiter. So for those of you that remember, when I spoke about Jupiter and I was explaining the size of Jupiter, remember that on Jupiter, there is the big red dot, and that is that constant storm that is happening, that it's a never-ending storm. And remember what I said, that storm that you see, that dot on Jupiter, it actually that storm is the size of Earth. So you can imagine how big Jupiter actually is. Right. Question number 7. Which planet has an orbit that is not the same as all other planets? Answer, Pluto. Right. And so the reason this over here was a clear dead giveaway because I put the word planet in inverted commas. Right. So which planet has an orbit that is not the same as all the other planets? It is Pluto. Question number 8. Which of the following places have been visited by mankind in this century? Is it A, Mercury, B, Venus, C, the moon, or D, Mars? It is the moon. And remember, mankind is your key over there. Remember, Mars has been visited by technology and those rovers, but it is the moon that man itself has actually visited. And we did a whole lesson on when mankind did visit the moon. Who can remember what did Neil Armstrong, he was the first man on the moon, what did he say? One small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. Right. And those are his famous words that he said when they landed on the moon. Him and Buzz Aldrin. But Neil Armstrong was the first to actually set foot on the moon. Okay. Followed by Buzz. Right. Number 9. Which of the following is a proper name for the sun and the 8 planets that orbit around it? So do we call it the universe, the Milky Way, the solar system, or the galaxy? So what is the proper name for the sun and the 8 planets together? We call it our solar system. Right, solar system. A key word over here is solar. We have learned about solar energy from the sun. So when we think about the word solar, solar always refers to the sun. So the solar system. And a system is a collective group of things that work together in a system. Right. And number 10, the last question. Let's see if you have got this correct. What is the biggest from the list below? Is it the universe, the Milky Way, the solar system, or a planet? Which is the biggest? I hope you said the universe. The universe is massive. It is everything. It is the biggest out of all 4 of them. Right. So congratulations, boys and girls. How did you do? I'm sure you all got 10 out of 10 for that quiz. And you are all little astronauts right now because you have learned so much and you've done so well. And I'm sure that you can now go and teach your family that you're with or your friends about the solar system, about the cool things about the moon, about planet Earth, and about all of the other planets that we have up there. So boys and girls, I hope you had fun today as much as what I did. Remember to be kind to one another. Have such a fantastic day. From me, Miss Kun, Hakuna Matata. And I will see you soon. Bye.